and welcome back to Sundays in the Garden. If you're new, my name is Sarah, and on this channel I share all of the things I'm getting up to in my English cottage garden and kitchen garden area, and as of last month my brand new allotment plot as well, which is really exciting. And this week has been particularly exciting because I have been working with Kate Patrick, otherwise known as the Messy Allotmenteer over on Instagram, as she builds her showcase garden at Gardener's World Live called the Nectary. I will tell you more about that later because what Kate is doing is absolutely amazing. But I've been helping with the build of that at the NEC in Birmingham, so I have a little bit of footage of that. Most of that will come probably next week when I can share a bit more with you, because we only want to give a few sneak peeks this week. Hello, Robin. But this year I am sharing every single day of my gardening year, the highs, the lows, the boring bits, the exciting bits, and everything that makes up my gardening year in 2025. There are also a few other amazing gardening shows and events that I'm going to later in the year, and some exciting projects that I'm going to be taking on. So if any of these things sound like the things you're interested in, I would love for you to subscribe to the channel so you can follow the journey as it all takes shape in the remainder of 2025 and beyond. Today is Friday the 6th of June, but I'm going to jump us back now to Sunday the 1st of June so you can see what I've been getting up to in this week of my gardening year. So on Sunday morning, we headed down to the allotment. I was going to dig over the bed. My husband was going to build an arch. He started building the arch and found it really frustrating. So I continued with the arch and he continued with the digging, as you can see here. And actually that probably plays to our strengths much better. The little boys had a great time making up various games. So they had a good morning. There was lots of people on the plot, so I didn't film loads. You can see I've got some cardboard down there, which I'm going to use to cover the bed. And here it is, all covered up. And as with the previous bed, we're hoping to move from the dig method to no dig eventually. So we have covered it with the cardboard and then with some compost. I've planted it out with some pumpkins, both some small climbing varieties for over the arch and some slightly larger ones at the back, as well as some marigolds just to add some interest and also to hopefully give slugs and snails something else to munch on, so they hopefully ignore the pumpkins, but we'll see how they do. I'm not sure if this is the final kind of layout for this area. I think it's probably going to evolve, but I just needed a structure here in order to give the pumpkin something to climb up. So we'll see how it evolves. Good morning, everyone. I hope you can hear me okay because I haven't got my microphone on, but it is 5 to 7. And I'm just about to leave home to head off to the NEC for day one of the showcase garden build. The team have already been there since last week and they're making some great progress. The site is all cleared. Some structures are starting to go in. There's lots of digging going on. And I think today we're going to be planting some trees and getting the base of the greenhouse down. So it's really exciting, and I will share what I can with you, but I haven't checked with Kate how much she wants me to show on my videos and things. So I will share what I can, tell you what I can, and then of course next week when the show is on I will show you around the garden. Hi guys, right, I've arrived. I've meant to come to a certain car park which I'm definitely not in, but I'm wondering if I can stay here. I'm going to go and see if I can try and find someone or give the lovely Kate a call and see if this is okay. But it's very exciting because the NEC is right here, you guys. Last year I came here to Gardener'S with my sister for the very first time, and I thought next year I'd love to see if I can get a guest pass to come along, which I am doing next week. But I did not imagine I'd be doing this fantastic build with Kate, so it's all so exciting. Off to go and see if I can find them. So once I'd found my way to the correct car park, I parked up and then headed over to the Nectary, where I found Claire from number 12_garden_house over on Instagram, watering all of the herbs because it was still very warm. Kate showed me around the site and shared with me some of the fantastic suppliers that are supplying the Nectary, including Nutscene here with this lovely colourful jute twine, and also Zest here, who supplied this composter. So whilst Claire and I put together the composter from Zest, the guys finished off the greenhouse base. And here is the finished composter, which would be great in a small garden. I'm looking to get a slightly larger version of something like this for the allotment. Then the guys started putting in the frame of the greenhouse, which was fantastic to see because obviously this is the base of the garden really and the central focus. So it was great to see it all taking shape. We then had an early lunch because we were waiting for some peach trees to arrive, and it was going to be all hands on deck once they got there. So we had lunch, and then we got some of the guys to come over and just to dig a slightly larger trench than we already had, ready for the peach trees. And it was great to see the bees already enjoying the herbs, even before they were planted and even before Kate's bees arrive next week. This is a little look across from the Nectary site to the gardens opposite, and a quick look back at the trench that has now been extended for us for the peach trees. Whilst we waited for the trees, we had a walk around the site, and it was fantastic to see these gardens taking shape. We had a chat to Nick Bailey about his Make a Meter Matter garden, and also to Kitty Kovacs about her garden, and I will be able to share all of these gardens in their finished form with you next week. Then the peach trees arrived from Just Peachy, and the gentleman who delivered them was so helpful. He unloaded the van for us, took the trees round to the site we were going to plant them, and then gave us some advice on how to plant them. So he was just brilliant. And then we spent the next 3 to 4 hours getting these into position, which involved lots of levelling and topsoil, as you can see here. But we were really pleased with the result. It was a real team effort, and we think they look great. This was about 7 o'clock in the evening, and we are just heading off. Site is about to close. What a fantastic first day. Brilliant team effort, amazing memories made, and friends for life. Good morning, everyone. I'm back on site at the NEC. It is raining a lot this morning. Just waiting for Kate and 2 lovely Claires to arrive, and then I think we're just going to go and check on everything at the garden, make sure it's all okay. At least we don't need to do any watering today. And then we're going to head over to Middleton Nurseries to pick up some beautiful salvia plants for the garden. So very exciting. Just wait for the crew to get here. I think they're just about due any moment, so I will take you with me. It's going to be a hoods up Tuesday morning. Oh, the glamour. So as you can see, it really was very wet. The guys who were building the greenhouse still were able to keep nice and sheltered inside, and I sheltered under the trees until the rest of the team arrived. Then we headed off to Middleton Nurseries, and thankfully the sun had come out again by this point. And it was really fantastic to see the array of flowers and plants that Middleton Nurseries are growing, and they all look so healthy and happy. But we were here to choose some of their famous salvia plants, and we had so many to choose from. A whole array of different colours, and we chose a great selection for the Nectary. We also found this really cute little toad, so we had to stop and say hello to him before we carried on with our journey. Back at the Nectary, the sun was shining, and we all had a go at using what affectionately became known as Thor's hammer to hammer in these stakes for the peach trees. And this was so much fun. We all had a right laugh at getting these into the position that they were needed. Then we had a lovely delivery of compost from our soil angel, as he became affectionately known, and we spent the rest of the afternoon moving soil using just shovels and buckets. This was not easy work, and we all put so much effort and energy and time into this, but the end result was absolutely worth it. It all looked absolutely fantastic. So another job well done. On Wednesday, the 4th of June, Grandad's cornflowers took a very special journey as they made their way to a showcase garden at Gardener'S World Live. I just hope wherever he is now, he can look down and see this, because I just know he will be so proud to know his cornflowers were going to be on display for all to see. Then it was back to soil shifting and more soil shifting, so there wasn't much filming going on, but I did have a check on the lovely wiggly worms here in the wormery, and they all looked really, really happy, so that was great to see. And then I had a quick turn about the greenhouse before I headed home. Hi guys! I don't know what I will have filmed this morning or up until this point. It is Thursday the 5th of June. I'm not at the NEC today because I'm back to mum home ed duties, but we were still building gardens earlier at one of our classes. I took a bunch of little things to make some miniature gardens because they featured in one of the stories we were reading, so I still managed to get a garden built in there somewhere. Now I'm going back to the allotment for the first time since last Sunday, and I definitely haven't done a great job with it. It was a very rushed job because I just wanted to get them in and that bed a little bit sorted, although I'm not sure it's brilliantly sorted, as I probably mentioned in the video when I was doing it. So we'll go and see what it's like. I'm kind of expecting to find the arch fallen over because we've had a lot of strong wind, everything to have been eaten, everything to look really unhappy. At least we've had rain, so the fact that I haven't been there to water shouldn't have been an issue. But I'm just going to go and see what kind of state things are in, and I'll take you with me. So let's go and have a look.
So I arrived at the plot to see that there was still some wood chip left, so if there's still some left in the next few days, I might add in a few pathways between the beds that I've created now. The plot is looking lush in general, and I can see my structure over there, and the bunting is all still waving, which is great. Down here next to the structure, the wood chip is looking good, and along the edge here I can see the beans are looking okay. Perhaps slightly paler leaves than I would like, but the top leaves are looking okay. This actually could be due to overwatering due to the amount of rain we've had in the last week, so I'll keep an eye on those. The sweet peas are looking brilliant, and they enjoy the water, so there's not too many problems here, thankfully. And they're growing well and not being attacked as of yet, but the slugs and snails are definitely back at the moment. In the brassica cage, I'm looking for any damage, but I can see that there has been no damage so far, which is great. And the kale and the sprouts and the broccoli all looking really healthy and happy in there, so that's great. Not quite the same can be said over here. We've got pumpkins that are looking a bit sorry for themselves, the larger ones, and then I can see over on the archway they are looking really sorry for themselves. I'm just sort of trying to right these a little bit, as you can see. That marigold just is not happy at all. Neither of these particularly, but I can sort those out. And these pumpkins have all fallen over, and yeah, just not looking great at all, bless them. So we'll see if we can try and sort them out a little bit. I've, as you can see, just tied them back in again, over here and over here. So fingers crossed, righted that marigold, sorted these out a little bit. That one's still looking extremely sad, but we'll leave it and see how it gets on. So better than when I arrived, but they're obviously struggling with the harsh conditions that they've been experiencing with the wind and the rain over the last few days. So we'll see how they do. And I'm actually going to go and take you home in a moment and show you the home garden, and we'll see how things are looking there. So as you can see here in the home garden, the pumpkins are looking much happier. These were all the same sizes as the ones that went in. This side had some slightly larger ones on, and they're getting lovely and big. So yes, much more sheltered here, things doing much better. Lots of weeding to be done though, so that is definitely a job when I find a spare moment, if I find a spare moment. And just look at the sweet peas, they are really, really coming and providing abundance now. I am cutting these every single day and enjoying them in the kitchen. Lovely!
Hi guys, excuse the lack of mic, hopefully you can hear me okay. Just looking in the carrot barrel that I planted last week's video, and I can see that there is some germination in these carrots now, so let me show you. 1, 2, 3 here, 1 here, got one down here I can see poking through, but it is looking very dry, so I haven't been here obviously this week because I've been building the garden, so I'm going to quickly go and get some water and water these, and then we're heading off out, but hopefully I'll be able to get back out here this evening for a few minutes. Look at the sweet peas. This is my little sweet pea wall. Ooh, they're looking cool. Love them. Oh, I think this fell over. They're looking so lovely. Love them so much. Okay, onwards. Hi guys, I'm just showing you quickly down here the black fly on the broad beans as well. There are just so many. Hopefully you can hear me okay. Again, no mic, in a bit of a rush right now. But yeah, look at this situation. Can you see them all on here? I don't know if he's picking it all up. Let me show you properly.
But it was quite a good experiment because I left them, because Monty said, you know what, they can have the tops and you'll still get all your broad beans. And he's not wrong. There are just, again, like last year, hundreds and hundreds of broad beans growing. So they haven't harmed them, and hopefully they're feeding someone in the garden and providing something nice for the ladybirds and things to eat. So I don't think it's caused too many problems. I've obviously lost a few little spots where they're causing issues, but overall we've got loads and loads of broad beans still. So that's been a good little experiment to see if we had to get rid of them or not, because I hate using things like pesticides and things. So yeah, it's worked fine. We've still got loads of broad beans. Over here amongst the roses.
I've talked about the fact that plants need this settling time. You really need the vast majority of your plants minimum.
Morning guys! I'm actually back at the NEC this morning because I've managed to find a small window of time this morning to come along and help Kate get some planting done, so that's exciting. There is a weather warning in place for this area for thunderstorms, hail, wind, lightning, all of the above, so fingers crossed we avoid it. It's spitting with rain, but I can see some blue sky out there as well, so I'm imagining we're going to get some really sharp showers, but hopefully it isn't too prolonged. We will see. I have got my waterproof trousers on, my husband's big warm waterproof jacket, and I'm going to go and find the rest of the team, so I will bring you back in a minute. Bye!
After a quick caterpillar check, it was time to get planting, and the first job was to put in these lovely wildflower plugs into the wildflower matting. So I just staggered these all the way along and left the last few for the team to finish off, and the lovely Heidi got a picture of me putting these all in here. Then I moved over to the other side of the garden and created this little foxglove display next to the composter. And I planted all of these in and then chose some wildflowers and other flowers to fill in the gaps around the fence line here. And this was the finished result. Really, really happy with it. I only had the morning with the team this time, so it was then time to say goodbye, which was really sad because I'm not seeing them again till Wednesday morning for judging now. But what a team and what an experience.
Hi guys, I just wanted to sit down and take a minute to just explain or try to put into words how amazing this show garden build experience has been, how amazing the things that Kate Patrick, the lady who has designed the garden, is, and the amazing things she's been doing, because it has just been, I was looking forward to the experience, but it has just been beyond all of my dreams, all of my expectations, for various reasons. So quickly, I'll just explain the concept of the Nectary garden to you, if I can try and put it into the correct words. So as the name suggests, the Nectary is a show garden with bees and pollinators at its heart, planted with those essential pollinators and insects in mind. But there are two things in the way the garden's being put together that I just think is fantastic, and that's what kind of sets it apart for me. One is that Kate is trying to source all of the plants, all of the kind of structures, everything from UK-based companies, local skilled artisans such as willow weavers, blacksmiths, local family-run businesses, local family farms, and everything going into this garden has been chosen with those things in mind at its heart, and also with sustainability at its heart. So she's trying to use materials that are not going to have a huge environmental impact where possible, and she doesn't want to have the garden sort of leave a trace. So once the garden is moved on after the project, the garden will go on to have another life, and there will not be loads of rubble and mess and things left in the ground. So all of those things really, really impressed me. But additionally, Kate's not done this before. This is not like, you know, some of the bigger gardens that you see there with huge budgets, huge sponsors. Kate hasn't had one sponsor for the garden. She has just gone round all these fantastic independent UK-based businesses, explained her vision, and loads of these fantastic people have come on board and offered products and support because they can see what an amazing thing she's doing. When I'm working on the garden, I am seeing all these other fantastic people working really hard on their gardens, but they've got teams of garden builders that come in to build these gardens and who do this on a yearly basis, on a almost weekly basis in many cases. They go and build gardens in other garden shows and things all around the country. The team that Kate has together are people like me. I'm just a regular lady who likes to share my journey about my garden on YouTube and on Instagram. And we've got lots of other Instagrammers. We've got regular day job gardeners who Kate has met through various different means. But no one is in the show garden business. We don't have that kind of a background. So this is pretty much everyone who is working on the project's first time at doing this. People who are coming at this for the first time sometimes choose something like a beautiful border, which is sort of a 4x4, I think, meter frame. I'm not sure exact dimensions, but a smaller frame where then you can put this garden together. And that would boggle my brain, to be honest. Even putting something like that together takes a lot of hard work, dedication, preparation. But something on this scale, a showcase garden, for a first-time designer and a first-time team of builders is just, again, so unusual. But the support we are getting from the rest of the people building gardens there, who are doing this on a regular basis, who have seen it all before, has been fantastic. Just because we're a new team, that hasn't meant that we haven't had support from the other garden builders. They've all been coming over if we've needed to borrow a tool, if we've needed a bit of help holding something, if we needed help with deliveries and things. They have been there to help every step of the way as well. So it's just a fantastic experience. In terms of my experience, one, I've been in awe of Kate the entire way through, not just by the things she's creating. I mean, in a similar vein to me, if I was doing something like this, I would do a lot of it myself, or I'd try to. But what she has been able to do by herself is pretty much making her superwoman in my eyes. She has made tiles. She's made the tiles for the greenhouse floor by herself. She has painted the greenhouse glass by herself. She has welded the bee that is going in the centre of the garden by herself. She has grown some of the plants by herself. I'm kind of waffling here, but it's because it's just what's going on here that is just so mind-blowing. It's actually making all of the team quite emotional because we're realising what we're part of, and I don't think we quite realised what we were part of until we got to the build stage. We sort of did, but it's when you're there and you realise that everyone else kind of knows what they're doing to an extent. Everyone else has done this hundreds of times before. And we're a small, inexperienced team. And what we're managing to achieve is actually looking, from our point of view anyway, comparable to these other large gardens that have been doing this for such a long time. And so it just makes us all feel so proud. In many situations in my life, I feel like I don't fit into a particular group, or I can feel a bit shy in a new situation. These people on this team, I just feel like they're already friends and family. They're all such lovely people and making everyone feel so welcome. I feel like I'm just waffling and no one probably cares about how much of an amazing experience this has been, but it really has been such an amazing experience, and I want to capture it because I probably will look back on it and think, oh, did I really feel that way about it? But I really, really did. It has been so amazing. Things that I'm finding so amazing about it, the people and the experience and the camaraderie, the fact that we're putting together a garden, in our mind at least, that looks comparable to these long-term designers and long-term garden builders, is blowing our minds. And at the heart of it, Kate Patrick, and what she is doing, a lady with a vision who has not done this before but has a strong desire to do something different, to do good, to show what can be done, to show that gardens can be built using UK businesses, growers and artisans, to show that a small team can do amazing things, to show that a first-time designer and a first-time team of builders can do wonders. And it's just such an amazing thing to be part of. Thank you, Kate, if you're watching this, for letting me be part of this project and for just being a fantastic leader to our group. But as Kate keeps saying, and it does feel like this, it doesn't feel like there's a leader, and that's not in a negative to Kate, it's in a that she is giving respect, giving support, giving encouragement to everyone on the project. So she's not acting like she's in charge and she knows exactly what she's doing and, you know, we all have to listen to her and bow down to her. No, she is drawing on everyone. She is giving respect to everyone. It's just been amazing. I'm probably gushing a bit too much for the average YouTube viewer here who's not part of it, but I'm just trying to capture it for myself, really, for my memories, like I say, because it has just been wonderful. So I think I don't know where I've inserted this waffle because I'm recording this on Saturday evening, but I might insert it at the end of the video. I might insert it some way part through the video, but I just wanted to make sure I'd captured my thoughts on this because it really is amazing. And next week I will take you for press day and for the show days so we can see the whole show, some of the other amazing gardens, some of the other amazing suppliers, and the joy of what this experience has meant to me and the team